Welcome to Egypt. It's a place full of amazing old stuff and a really cool culture. It's in North Africa and its history goes way, way back to the very beginning of civilization. Come with us as we explore this awesome country, from the giant pyramids of Giza to the busy streets of Cairo. We'll learn about its ancient secrets, meet its interesting people, and experience the magic that has amazed travelers for a super long time. Just outside of Cairo, we find something that has amazed people for thousands of years: the pyramids of Giza. These monumental structures have stood the test of time, witnessing the rise and fall of civilizations, and continue to captivate the imagination of people from all corners of the globe. These huge structures were built as tombs for the pharaohs, the kings of ancient Egypt. Each stone, meticulously placed, tells a story of a society that valued its leaders and believed in an afterlife where the pharaohs would continue to reign. They show how smart and ambitious the ancient Egyptians were. The hieroglyphics carved into the stones reveal a complex language and a rich culture that thrived on innovation and knowledge. The Great Pyramid, built by Pharaoh Khufu, is the oldest and biggest of the three main pyramids. Standing at an original height of 146.6 meters, it was the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years. It's so big it's hard to believe people built it so long ago. The sheer scale and precision of its construction continue to baffle engineers and historians alike. Nearby is the mysterious Sphinx, part lion and part human. This enigmatic statue has sparked countless theories about its purpose and origin. It seems to be guarding the secrets of the past. The Sphinx's weathered face, with its serene expression, invites us to ponder the mysteries of ancient Egypt. It's carved from one giant piece of rock, and it's one of the biggest and oldest statues in the world. The craftsmanship involved in creating such a colossal figure from a single limestone block is truly astounding. The smaller pyramids are important too. They provide a glimpse into the lives of those who were close to the pharaohs, including queens, family members, and high-ranking officials. They held the tombs of queens, family members, and important officials. Each of these smaller pyramids has its own unique story and significance, contributing to the overall grandeur of the Giza Plateau. The pyramids aren't just tombs, they let us peek into a lost world, showing us how powerful and advanced this ancient civilization was. They stand as a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring legacy of the ancient Egyptians. Let's go to Luxor, which used to be the city of Thebes. This ancient city, once the capital of Egypt, is a treasure trove of history and culture. It was here that the pharaohs ruled and left their indelible mark on the world. Here we can see how the pharaohs made their mark on the world. Their statues and carvings tell stories of power, divinity, and the grandeur of their reigns. Each piece of art is a testament to their legacy. Along the Nile River are the amazing temples of Luxor and Karnak. These temples are not just structures, they are symbols of the ancient Egyptians' devotion to their gods and their architectural prowess. Karnak Temple is a huge group of temples, chapels, and monuments. It is the largest religious building ever constructed, covering over 200 acres. The sheer scale of Karnak is awe-inspiring. It shows how great the ancient Egyptians were at building. The detailed carvings on the walls depict scenes of battles, rituals, and daily life, showcasing their advanced construction techniques and artistic skills. Its tall columns, carved walls, and giant statues take us back to the time of pharaohs and gods. Walking through Karnak, one can almost feel the presence of the ancient deities and the reverence of the people who worship them. The Temple of Luxor, built for the god Amun-Re, was a place people visited to worship and celebrate. It was a center of religious life, where grand festivals and ceremonies were held in honor of the gods. Its big hall, with lots of huge columns, is an amazing sight. The grandeur of the hall, with its towering columns, leaves visitors in awe of the architectural genius of the ancient Egyptians. These temples were important centers of religion and government. They were not just places of worship, but also hubs of political power and social activity, reflecting the central role of religion in ancient Egyptian society. Now they're protected places, saved for people to see in the future. Preservation efforts ensure that these historical treasures remain intact for future generations to explore and appreciate. Walking through these ancient halls, you can almost imagine the priests singing, the music at festivals, and the sounds of everyday life in ancient Egypt. The echoes of the past resonate through the stone, bringing history to life. Hidden in the Theban hills is the Valley of the Kings, a place shrouded in mystery and ancient secrets. This sacred valley is where pharaohs from the New Kingdom were buried, their final resting place. Here, among the sand and cliffs, we find many ancient tombs, each with its own story to tell. For a long time, these tombs were hidden, protected by the desert's harsh and unforgiving landscape. But in 1922, the world was stunned when King Tut's tomb was found by Howard Carter, an archaeologist. The discovery revealed a treasure trove of artifacts, showing everyone how rich and artistic ancient Egypt was. Tut's tomb, although smaller than some others, was full of treasures, including his iconic gold mask, which is now world famous. The walls of the tombs are adorned with detailed paintings and hieroglyphics, each stroke telling a part of their story. These intricate carvings and paintings tell us about what the Egyptians believed about life after death, their hopes and their fears. They depict the pharaoh's journey to the underworld, a perilous voyage filled with challenges. His judgment by Osiris, the god of the dead, and his eventual rebirth, symbolizing the eternal cycle of life and death. Carved into a cliff, the temples of Abu Simbel show how powerful Pharaoh Ramses II was. These giant statues over 60 feet tall are amazing to see. The Great Temple, built for Ramses II, is a wonder of ancient engineering. Its front has 4 huge statues of the pharaoh sitting on thrones and looking over the Nile River. Twice a year, the rising sun shines directly into the temple, lighting up statues of Ramses II and the god Amun-Re. This shows how much the ancient Egyptians knew about the stars and adds to the mystery of Abu Simbel. The smaller temple, built for Ramses II's wife, Queen Nefertari, is also impressive, with its beautiful statues and carvings. Cairo, the capital of Egypt, is where ancient history meets modern life. From the tall towers of its mosques to the noisy taxis in its crowded streets, Cairo is exciting. In the middle of the city is the Egyptian Museum, full of ancient artifacts. Here we can see treasures from Tut's tomb, statues of pharaohs and queens, and hieroglyphics that tell stories of ancient Egypt. You have to visit the Khan el-Khalili Bazaar, a big marketplace that makes you feel like you've traveled back in time. As the sun sets over the city and shines on the citadel of Cairo, you can feel the long history of this ancient city. Going into the Egyptian Museum in Cairo is like stepping back in time to the land of the pharaohs. Here, among tons of ancient artifacts, we can learn about the history of this amazing civilization. The museum has artifacts from all of ancient Egypt's history, from the very beginning to the time of the Greeks and Romans. Each item tells us about the lives, beliefs, and accomplishments of these amazing people. Some of the most important things in the museum are from Tut's tomb, including his gold mask, his shrines, his decorated chariots. The museum also has mummies, which show us how the Egyptians prepared bodies for burial, and what they believed about life after death. From the ancient wonders of the Nile, let's go to the Red Sea, where colorful coral reefs are full of life. Hurghada and Marsa Alam are 2 popular places for diving and snorkeling. Under the water, the Red Sea is a rainbow of color and life. Coral reefs, home to many different sea creatures, make a beautiful underwater world. Colorful fish swim around the coral, and rays glide through the water. Divers might even see dolphins, sharks, and sea turtles. Hurghada is a busy town with lots of diving and snorkeling trips and other fun water activities. Egyptian artists have been weaving for a long time, using colorful thread to make beautiful designs. From the rugs of the Sinai Peninsula to the cotton scarves of Upper Egypt, these textiles show Egypt's rich artistic history. In villages across Egypt, women work together, weaving beautiful and useful things. Using traditional looms and methods taught by their mothers and grandmothers, they make special patterns and designs that show their culture. Kilim rugs, with their bright colors and patterns, are used on floors or walls. Cotton scarves are light and perfect for the warm weather. These textiles aren't just pretty, they show the skill of the people who make them, connecting them to their history and traditions. You can't visit Egypt without trying the food, and the most famous street food is koshari, a mix of rice, lentils, chickpeas, and pasta. Koshari has lots of flavors and textures, showing the different cultures that have influenced Egyptian food. People think it started in the 1800s when times were tough, as a cheap and filling meal. Today, everyone in Egypt eats koshari. Street vendors, called koshari men, layer the ingredients in bowls, adding tomato sauce, garlic vinegar, and crispy fried onions. The mix of fluffy rice, tender lentils, chewy pasta, tangy sauce, pungent garlic, and crispy onions is so good. When it's hot in Cairo, there's nothing better than hibiscus tea, called karkada. This bright red drink made from dried hibiscus flowers is popular in homes and cafes. Hibiscus tea isn't just a drink, it's part of Egyptian culture, often given to guests. People believe it's healthy too. Making hibiscus tea is easy. Dried hibiscus flowers are put in boiling water, which turns bright red. Then, sugar or honey is added, and it's served cold. The first sip is both tart and refreshing, with a little sweetness at the end. Thanks for exploring Egypt with us. From ancient monuments to busy cities, Egypt has so much to see. We've learned about its history, its cultures, and its delicious food. But there's even more to Egypt than what we've seen today. The best part is the friendly people, the beautiful landscapes, and the feeling of wonder everywhere you go. Until next time, keep exploring.